Hello everyone, this is Eagle and welcome back in Steel Division 2. So we continue our journey exploring the Soviet divisions, and today we are going to talk about Mobile Front Group Vyborg. So Mobile Front Group Vyborg, as mentioned here by the developers of the game, was one of the most powerful of the Red Army mobile armor groups, kept in reserve by the 21st Army to exploit breakthrough when needed. And it was built around the 220th Tank Brigade. The group is equipped with a wide range of tank models, and they kept going by saying that it has T-26 light tanks and IS-2s and T-34 76 KV-1s and some Lend-Lease tanks like the Churchills. And they also mention here that it has limited infantry, and it is somehow unbalanced formation because it is more centered about the armored equipment. So that's what makes it unbalanced. So that is what is mentioned here by the game. So I did some research. So first of all, to be accurate, there was no exact group called Group Vyborg, according to my research. However, I understand that the name may be taken from the fact that the 220th Tank Brigade participated in the offensive operation on Vyborg, which started in June 10 until June 20, 1944. So the story is basically that when the Soviets defeated the Germans around the city of Leningrad and they were able to lift the blockade, the Finnish troops were still north of the city. They were about 20 to 25 kilometers north of the city. So the Soviets decided to push them back. So that's when they launched Operation Vyborg. And the 220th was indeed part of the 21st Army. However, I did not find any resource that says that it had IS-2s. And I'm not sure if Eugene here mentioned this IS-2s as part of the 220th Tank Brigade or as part of other brigades and corps. There were some IS-2s participated in the operation, but not under the 220 Tank Brigade. So if we are going to assume that this division is based around the 220th, so the representation would be very inaccurate because the 220th were supposed also to have other light tanks such as the T-60 and the T-70, which is always forgotten in this game. And it would be justifiable to say that this division had less infantry. However, if the focus here is not only around the 220th Tank Brigade, so that means that there is no justification for lack of infantry because there were lots of other brigades and other corps which had plenty of infantry around. So the 21st Army were divided basically to two groups. The first had the 152 Tank Brigade and the 26th Guards Tank Regiment, and the second one had the 1st Red Banner and the 27th Tank Brigade. And both were assigned to the 30th Guard Corps. So the lack of infantry is really questionable here. Anyway, this operation ended in success for the Soviets, and they were able to take Vyborg in 10 days. And as a result of this, the Finnish troops were pushed back to their second line of defense. So let's move on and see how did I configure or how did I build this division. So let me start by saying that this is one of the worst divisions to play with in the game. It is basically unplayable. I tried to play it in balanced, it won't work. So the only way to play it was actually in phase A income, such as Vanguard. And even if you play it that way, you will find hard time winning with this division. So the performance of this division is really, really bad in the battlefield. Let's see what it lacks and what it has. But mostly I would say that it has a really weird representation of infantry, lack of slots, and lack of units as well. But anyway, let's move on. Let's see what every tab has. So here in Recon, nothing special, only the BA-10M, which is the light Recon vehicle. And we have one card only of Razvitka. And I did not have anything else here, so I added the T-34-76 Razvitka, and which basically takes two slots here. Going to the infantry tab, and here is the weakness or the major weakness of this division, that it does not have proper infantry. So you only have, as you can see, I already took all the cards in this. The only thing left is this Star Moviki. But as you can see, it's more of a weak units and also limited slots. So here we have this disheartened troops, which are basically useless. They're only good in numbers in phase A. And I added one card of Automatiki in phase A. Then I took the Streliki DB, one card as well in phase A. As you can see, I'm trying to put all my troops in phase A because anyway, some of these troops don't have really the option to take them in phase B, like the Streliki or the Automatiki. Here you have them, but the Streliki only comes in phase A. Then you have this Starmo Viki, which is good flamethrower troops, so it would be good in close combat. However, the strength of this is 8. You don't have here proper Sabiris. You have this Starmo Viki troops, which are also pretty weak. They are also available only in phase A and phase B. But I took one card of them in phase B anyway. And then I had this Streliki, which is also available in phase B. Almost there is nothing here which is available in phase C, except for the Automatiki. Pretty bad representation of the infantry and weak units as well. Moving to the tank tab, there are decent tanks here. As a start, we have the IS-2, but in 1 versus 1, you don't really have the option to bring many IS-2s because it's very expensive. Anyway, I had the Churchill, so I took one card of the Churchills in phase A, and I took also one card of T-34's 1943. I didn't get the T-26. I think it's too weak, and it wouldn't be useful basically. One card of IS-2 Kumroti in phase A, and then I bought the KV-1S in phase B and the IS-2 in phase B as well. Someone might want to do the opposite, put the Churchills in phase B and put the KVs in phase A. That would be also that would work also, but it depends on your choice basically. Moving to the support tab, also not too much. I'm not big fan of this Su-76. I tried to use it, but it's not great. It's first of all, it's a mounted support gun, and the chassis, which is T-26 chassis, is very weak, so you could lose it very fast if you are not careful. We have two cards of flamethrowers, so I used both of them, and I used one card of the Maxim. We only have one card, and then one card of the leaders of the commandant, and then supply truck. Anti-tank, we have somehow some good anti-tanks. We have the ZIS 257mm, which is a really good gun. I added this in phase B, and then I had the M42 in phase A. I also added one of the Su-76 tank destroyer. We have here this Fustaniki, which has the Fost Paratron, which is okay, but I did not have it because I already have the Rasvitka and the Recon. So instead I put the BTRS 41. Anti-air, we have good anti-air here, so I added 2 slots of the Zen Art 37mm on phase A and phase B. Artillery, we do have some good artillery as well. We have the mortars, which is a mandatory. We have the mobile artillery Su-76. And we have the off-map artillery, and I put the leader here because the infantry slots, as we saw, it was very limited, so I put the leaders in the artillery tab. On air tab, we have a reasonable air tab here. We have this Hurricane Mk2, which has powerful nose guns, but it is also very slow, so it's not that good, but it would be okay. We have also the LA2, but it's more expensive. Anyway, I decided to take the Hurricane and combine it with the IL-2 recon unit, which can also work as support, close air support. And then I added one of the Hurricane MK2, which is light bomber, and then one card of heavy bomber. I didn't add the IL-2M, the Napalm bomber, because it's not that effective. I have tried it many times and I don't think it's good. And anyway, the heavy bombers can do the job. So that's basically how I configured this division. I didn't like it at all, but I will now show a case, a game where I played it. It's worth to mention also that most of my results using this division was really bad. But anyway, I'm gonna show one of the games that I played using this division, just to showcase how this division works. However, I don't recommend for anyone to play with this division, to be honest. So let's jump in a battle and see how it will work. So everyone, this is the game which I choose to showcase this division, Vyborg division. I'm playing on the left side with blue color, and my opponent is playing with red color on the right side. His name is Medizinman, if I got the name correctly. I started deploying my units, and he also started deploying his units. So let's see how this will go. As I said before, I struggled a lot playing with this division. It's extremely underperforming division. But anyway, let's see this game. It would be a good game to show case how the division perform basically. So the game started. My opponent is playing with the 3rd Armored, and of course I'm playing with Vyborg, and I'm playing Vanguard this time. He also is playing Vanguard, which is good. So as I said before, it's very difficult to play this division on Balanced or any other income. Maybe Vanguard or Maverick would be the best option. Anyway, he started pushing some troops in the middle. He didn't push any troops in the north. I have an anti-tank gun here, M42, 45mm. He has M5 gun, 76mm in this area. He did a good push here by deploying some flamethrowers. I'm not sure if he's willing to take it further to advance. Let's see. I deployed a recon unit IL-2, trying to destroy his gun. He right away deploys an anti-air buffers, which was one of the best anti-air in the game. In this area, he deployed engineers, pioneers basically. He should have put more troops in this side. But anyway, he seems to be doing good in this area. He's deploying mortars. I was able to finally kill his pioneers here. I have a support gun Su-76 in this side. As I said, I have tried different combination and different setting for this division, and it was very hard to play with. He's spamming tanks here. He got the support gun, I think, using the anti-tank here. I have started deploying some troops here to push his units in the forest. He is deploying another set of mortars in this area. I already have my mortars here as well. There is an anti-air gun here which I forgot apparently. So I started targeting this anti-tank because it can make a big threat. If he plays it right, actually it can threat this road. Seems that he's gonna make a major push on this side. Pushing to IL-2 recon planes. They can do good also in close air support. But this anti-air is pretty powerful. I have deployed my anti-air as well. Now he started pushing his tanks here. I'm not sure if this is a good idea, but as a response I deployed 234-76. He's hammering me with the mortar on the center. And he's trying to advance now. He's doing a good push in this side. But basically I have two anti-tank units here, which I think can make a big difference. Also two T-34s and one Churchill 4 is coming. I was able to take one of his mortars in here. Deploying my mortars as well. I have also an anti-tank gun here, which is doing great. Yeah, I got one of his Stuarts. Dial 2 also. These Jeeps and M3A1s with the 50 cal are doing a great job to suppress the air units, basically. This is one of the things about a light division, that this is basically free anti-air. So I have moved my anti-air here now. I've destroyed some of the tanks here, and this Rasritka is out of anti-tank rockets. Mortars are firing on each other, and I was able to destroy his mortar in here. On the north, seems calm. Most of the fighting here is in the south. Now, tank battle here, and most of his tanks were destroyed. I was able to destroy his Sherman. He still have one Stuart, and I still have one T-34. He's pushing more tanks. The thing is about the 3rd Armored and most of the Allied divisions basically is that you can spam Shermans. And the Sherman spam is really annoying. And against a division like this one, I believe it will be very difficult to counter. As I mentioned, Vyborg is a very underperforming division. So far we both have the same number of flags. He started now deploying anti-air in here, since I am relying on the air support. These mortars also are doing very good job. Ice 2 is countering his advancing Shermans. He started to back down, but I don't know if he will be able to. He was able to hide. I already got one of his Shermans here. Intense fight in this area. He has one Stuart and one M8. And I'm targeting this gun because I'm afraid it will attack the Komrotti, the IS-2. He deploys another gun here, 76mm, and he's trying to target basically the units coming on this bridge. Very smart move. The IS-2 is engaging with the M4105. This is an HE support tank, so it should lose fast to the IS-2. He's denying me access to this area by having these guns. Yeah, he destroyed the support, and that's why now I am focusing my mortars on this side. It's the only way I can destroy these guns and enable access to this road. He's investing too much in this area, trying to block that bridge using 2 anti-tanks and previously a tank. Now he's trying to attack the IS-2 using the 76mm, which has a penetration of 185mm. And advancing here now using the T-34 and the Churchill. Yes, and it was destroyed. Another tank battle in this side. So this 57mm is a beast. I think it will get one of the Churchills at least. Yes, it was able to destroy the Churchill. The other one escaped though. Advancing against this buffer is a good thing. Now I'm neutralizing his anti-air in this area, which is a good thing. And trying to destroy some of the ATs here. Still have an effective anti-air. He's pushing Mustang B-51 fighter. But I also have an anti-air here, which can basically support. At least I am able to secure this bridge in order to advance more troops. But he's pushing hard on the center and he's trying to destroy this IS-2 now using tank destroyer. But he lost it. I think mortars are doing really good job, and now I deployed artillery, mobile artillery also. And here I'm trying to cut him off. But I don't think this is a good idea. He has a Sherman here. 76mm. Too many anti-tank guns in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he has a bazooka coming from behind the tank. He's gonna destroy the tank. Yeah. So I lost the Churchills. Still one left. But that's okay. I was able to get this flag and balance the number of flags again. I'm trying to get rid of these anti-tanks. He has lots of anti-tanks. Okay, this is not a good idea. He has another anti-tank targeting that Churchill. Yeah, I will lose this Churchill probably. Yeah, it's lost. He's pushing more troops. So far, he's having more flags. I have deployed a commandant here to increase the veterancy of my troops. He lost his fighter here. That's good. His rank is to the 37mm. 12 flag to 12 flag. Still, most of the fighting is in the center and the south. Nothing on the north. I'm relying on artillery, trying to compensate the lack of power in this division. It has also very limited infantry. I'm trying to use them wisely, but it seems like a very difficult job. He's again trying to push in this area. He has nothing to protect this side actually from tanks. So deploying a Hurricane light bomber, trying to suppress these units. Things are more calm in the south now. He lost most of his anti-tanks here, which is a good thing. He invested a lot in anti-tank in this area. Still trying to target the anti-air and the mortar in this side. He's doing another push in the south. He was able to get the commander. Pushing a KV-1S. The good thing about my troops here that I was able to raise their veterancy, and that is making a difference basically. It's not always possible because it also depends on the map, and sometimes it's not possible to keep the leaders next to each other, but in this map it sounds perfect for this kind of leader units or commanding units to be placed near to each other, especially in this area, the south and the center. He's deploying another 76mm gun, which is going to target the eyes too. That's why I started to take it back. Yeah. He wants to get this ice too very badly. And I'm started to firing smokes, I think, just to block the vision of this gun, and it worked. I was able to block the vision, saving the eyes too. Now targeting the 76mm. Spamming some T-34s and KV-1S in this area. Pushing large number of infantry here. Supported by tanks as well. I think if he was playing in Balanced or Maverick, he would have a better chance, because now I think that he doesn't have much troops in phase C, to be honest. But the same thing should apply to me, but I haven't used much of my infantry. I think I still have more reserve. He's trying to do some push in this side. So he's trying now to lay some pressure on the northern front. Especially that the south flag is about to fall now. Trying to encircle the units here in the south. And here now he's starting to push hard in this side. He even got one of my mortars. He got behind the line. That's why I pushed the IS-2. And it was successful, clearing his attack in this area. And also this recon tank was able to get his light vehicle. Things sounds okay now. Pushing more on the south front and neutralizing the threat in the center and north. He pushed the Jumbo, one of the best armor in this game. It has 190mm frontal armor. To be honest, it's very hard to penetrate, and by big tanks. That's when the IS-2 comes. I mean, you can fire on it as much as you like, but it won't get penetrated. And in here I lost some of the tanks, thanks to his rifles, which has bazookas. Still have an anti-air here. Now I'm trying to destroy this Jumbo. Wow. I am attacking it from front and side, but still not able to get it. It's very ridiculous, to be honest. His anti-tank here is targeting this road as well. He has lots of anti-tanks, which is pretty annoying. So I'm pushing the IS-2. I lost the IS-2 thanks to this Sherman 76mm, but in the process I was able to destroy the Jumbo. I lost the Su-76. Trying to hammer this anti-tank here. That's why he's trying to move it. He has more flags now because he has control of this flag. He's trying to push in this area. Finally, I got this anti-tank. Okay, this is a good tank battle. I was able to get the Sherman command. I'm pushing with 3 tanks. He doesn't have the anti-tank here anymore, which can support him. So it's a good chance now to destroy this Sherman. He has an anti-tank gun here though, which might cause a huge threat. Yeah. He deployed lots of anti-tank. I imagine that his battle group is basically based off only anti-tanks. He invested a lot in anti-tank slots, which is not bad. He has really powerful anti-tank guns, the 57mm and the 76mm. They are all powerful anti-tank guns, so it's not a bad choice. It's just annoying to the opponent, of course. Here we go, another 57mm. I'm deploying another IS-2. 2 IS-2s. One here and one here. This tank is closing in. I will lose the KV-1 for sure. But I caused the penetration, which is really good. Finally, we got the Sherman. Let's see if we will get this before we... Yeah, we were able to pin it down, and that means we will destroy it. He obviously will lose this Sherman as well. He lost lots of equipment in this area. Irreplaceable one, like the anti-air units and many Sherman tanks. Deploys another 76mm. I wonder how many anti-tanks that he has. That's why actually he lacks infantry, because he mostly used his slots in anti-tanks and tanks. While it seems he doesn't have so many infantry units. So You have two tanks firing at this anti-tank gun. I don't think it will be able to do anything. Another anti-tank gun coming. Wow. Okay, he lost this anti-tank gun. Okay, he will be able to destroy the IL-2. The IL-2 is hard to destroy, to be honest. But I lost it. But in the return, he lost also his fighter. Now there is an anti-tank gun firing on the IS-2, trying to withdraw it. More anti-tanks coming. They are like traps now for another third anti-tank coming. Wow. Okay, I was able to put my control on this area, finally. I'm trying to push fast in this side. But he has another anti-tank also coming. So this is amazing how many anti-tanks he has. But I started to crack his front now. It's 14 flag against 10. Of course he will be able to destroy the T-34. Yes, we got it. But at least he's busy in this side now and we have more flags. This is a very interesting game, to be honest, especially the amount of anti-tanks that was deployed. I have a feeling though that I would have done much better if I play with a different division. Okay, I need to be careful not to lose this ice too. He has two anti-tank guns, two powerful ones. So I decided to go back. Pushing more infantry in this area. I think now he doesn't have anything in the north, so it's a good chance to actually move forward and advance. From what it looks like that he doesn't have much infantry now left. Makes sense since he invested most of his units in the tanks and the anti-tanks. Trying to clear this side. He has light MG rifles. Trying to advance here also. He's advancing his 76 millimeter. I think he's trying to hunt this ice too, which I was hiding it here. Oh, he got the ice too. Nice move from his side. But I still have more ice tools. I think I lost 2 so far. And I think I still have this one and another one. I think I can deploy 2 more. Or 1 more, I'm not sure. Okay, closing in this flag. Now I have 15 flag and he has only 9. He doesn't have anything to defend this area, so it's a good chance to move. Trying to encircle this flamethrower unit. Yes, and we are able to finally get this flag also. So 16 against 8, I think he's gonna lose now. I'm advancing my anti-tank guns to put a blockade, basically a line of defense. There is another anti-tank here also. So he's gonna lose the Sherman. Yeah, he lost the Sherman. "15 flag against 9. He lost the recon. Targeting his anti-tank. He doesn't now have any effective anti-air in the area. So my bombers can do whatever they want now. It seems that he lost his fighters as well. So I lost the tank destroyer here, but I still have another one, the 76 millimeter here. So an M10 against the Su-76, who will win? Let's see. The M10 is pretty powerful. Okay, I'm doing a push in the center as well. He's trying to push in here with the M3A1 light vehicles. Okay, the Su-76 advancing again. Will it destroy it? Not really. Yeah, I lost it. M10 is much better, I think. So I deployed an M42 45mm trying to take down the tank, and I'm also pushing an IS-2 to support in this area. More infantry coming to support. Here we are able to take the center fully and encircle these units here. Let's see if this anti-tank is going to do a difference. So a fight between the M10 and this two. Yeah, this two of course will win the day. It's very powerful anti-tank. You still have one fighter which he's gonna lose. The Hurricane fighter is pretty slow, but we were able to take down his fighter using the anti-air. Okay, he lost his M10 here, and he lost the anti-air as well. Nothing, absolutely nothing in this front now to save it. We have a really good chance to move forward. So 18 flag to 6, I think this is lost now for him. It seems to me that he doesn't have much troops as well to deploy. It's like he lost most of his troops. I think he didn't count on reaching level or C phase. That's why it doesn't have much units. But anyway, 19 flag to 5, he has only 2 minutes, so I think this is pretty lost. Okay, 19 to 5, nothing in the north. The north is free to move forward. Some resistance in the center and the south. But not too much resistance as well. He will lose his last anti-tank gun. Okay, 40 seconds. Well, to be honest, I believe if I was playing against a much powerful opponent, I would have lost, because I've tried also playing with Vyborg against other opponents, and I had terrible results. No disrespect to this opponent, he also played good, but I'm just saying from my experience, and the game is over, but from my experience, the Vyborg division is pretty bad. I have lost most of the games that I played with, and it's also tricky to construct the division itself. But anyway, yeah, I had 5,245 kills and he had 2,900, so there is a big gap. But let's see the kills. M5 gun, 76mm. Okay, so I actually estimate or think that most of his killing will be by the anti-tank guns. So as we can see, nothing out of ordinary here, but yeah, the M1 gun, 57 millimeter, 2 Churchills. This M4 A176, 1 tank and 1 support gun. Again, the M5 76 millimeter. Yeah, he had 1 tank here which really did good job, destroying the IS-2, the Su-76, and two KVs. That was the one which is stationed on the hill, and he had really good results with this one. Again, the M1 gun, the M5 gun, another IS-2. Yeah, so that's basically was his kills. So let's look at my kills. So of course infantry did good job. However, I have lack of infantry, even though I have lack of infantry in this division, but it was okay. This Razvitka destroyed some of his units. The anti-air took his Mustangs. This T-34 did really good job destroying lots of his units. Churchill. The IS-2 destroyed some really heavy tanks and some medium tanks as well. Of course, the IS-2 is a very powerful tank. The KV-1S. This T-34 also destroyed some units. This too. Yeah, my anti-tank also guns was able to destroy some of his tanks. Wow. IS-2 again. Su-76. Yeah, so most of my killing was with the tanks and the anti-tanks as well. So I adapted a strategy similar to his by deploying lots of anti-tanks to balance the front. But anyway, as I said, this was the game, and as I mentioned, I do recommend playing with Vyborg. It's not a really good division. And I hope this game was a good showcase for the division on how to use it. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you in future games.